It's like a dream, man. Like since I was a kid, I always want to play soccer. Growing up in Buskov, all of the refugee kids came in together. We hang out, we play soccer.
The community around soccer is so special, and the bonds that you form with your teammates, and honestly, just being able to play it wherever you are. I remember when I was in middle school going with my dad before a game to watch the Lady Eagles and their kind of pre-game things that they were doing. And they were worshiping, which was one of the coolest things to witness, to see a sports team that was gathered for worship before they stepped onto the field, just kind of reorienting their perspective before they got into the game. And that was really sweet to witness.
Growing up, I can't even play soccer, you know. Like I started when I was like around 12. And it's been hard for me, but it's not about soccer, but the Luoc too.
The Charlotte Eagles have transformed my life through the way in which they use evangelism and the way in which they share the gospel through their leadership development program. I got put in this van with 6 other people that I had never met before, and we were all squished in there with all of our bags, but even the car trip up was the best time of getting to meet these friends and getting to know more of their stories and more about their lives. All of us who were new to the leadership development program, who hadn't been there the previous year, were sitting in a room talking with some of the leaders about what servant leadership looks like. And then members of the team who had been there the previous year came in with buckets of water, and they sat in front of us and took our shoes off and sat there and washed our feet. And it was the strangest thing of being like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting here and washing my feet? But it was this idea of, as your friend, we want to serve you and we want to care for you well. And to see these friends of mine who I hadn't met a week ago that were sitting there at my feet washing them. They were gross. We had been outside playing soccer, and they were sitting there washing my feet. Showed not only that they cared for me, but that they loved Jesus so much that they wanted to be more like him.
My relationship with Luke is been amazing, because I know him since I was like around 14 years. I came and played with him, and a lot of people look up to Luke, and he's like a father to us. He would like always try to teach us the right thing about soccer and the gospel of the Lord. He's like some coach, they just like focus on you. It's like if you have a talent, that's all you got, and then you can play. But if you don't like have a talent, you'll be sitting in the bench and like that. But Coach Luke, he would give you, try to teach you and help you to pick it up, you like to grow you from the stuff that you need to learn. That's what he do with me.
Each week during the summer, the Charlotte Eagles would put on what we called block parties in the neighborhood in East Charlotte, known as Four Seasons. And so there was this dirt soccer field at the end of the street, and they would bring pizza and a soccer ball, and they would gather the kids and bring them all out. So we had over 100 kids at a lot of these block parties running around, playing soccer with us. But it was more than just hanging out and playing soccer with the kids, but it was also their primary way of being able to share the gospel in such a clear form. So being able to tell the story of Jesus coming to die for them in a skit form a lot of times, but then going into small groups with some of these kids and saying like, hey, what do you think about who Jesus is? How does this impact your life? And being able to ask these kids these questions, and to have staff workers there that live there that can continue to have these conversations with kids long after that one night is done. I know that Jesus calls us to go to the nations, but the nations were here in Charlotte, and so to be able to see people that were reaching out to them with the gospel and wanted to make that known to them, that made me more and more excited for what Jesus was doing in my city, and made me want to be a part of that.
The Eagles not only helped me to become a college soccer player, they helped me through Christ. Without them, I wouldn't be the man I am today. What I do right now is to show my family that I can do it, and to show my little brother, my sister, so that they can look up to me. I'm playing college soccer, and I will be the first one in my family to get a college degree. The Eagles just has been amazing in my life, because they take me out from the dark place to where I'm at now. But if it wasn't for the Eagle, I would be in jail with the gang, or who knows, probably in prison with the people that I hang out with. As a kid, I grew up with no cars. Somehow they always come pick me up to hang out, just in general. They changed my life.
Not only have the Charlotte Eagles taught me how to be a better athlete and how to compete on the field, but they've also taught me how to be a better person and a better follower of Jesus. The Charlotte Eagles are changing the lives of everyone that they touch.